chances think you go green. So maybe make a nice little chunk along with 1,000 shares. Let's see what happens with this thing. Okay, come on, just keep on moving. Shit, come on, man. Well, fuck, it's got some support right here, so maybe it'll hang on to this 16 area, bounce back up. Come on. Fuck! Oh shit, dude. What the fuck? I just lost $1,500. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh no.
Hello, everybody. So the first one already laughing a bit. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of That Crypto Show, our last episode of 2022. So actually, this year really is coming to an end. I think a couple of months ago, I couldn't still believe it, but this never-ending nightmare of red numbers and risk-on markets might actually come to an end. But it is like it is. And since I thought this last episode, where I put on a little bit of celebrating mood here in the background for you guys. Celebrating alone is not so nice, so I'm joined today once again by the man, the myth, the legend, Jonatan, aka Lips42. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be here with the last live stream. This is going to be my last appearance on YouTube this year as well. So it's pretty cool to do this.
So then the honor is on my side that we can do it together. Great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I think what you just saw, this little video from this poor gentleman losing some money. I think he was trading stocks. I thought that translated very well, probably for a lot of people out there for 2022 when trading cryptocurrencies. I especially found it very funny when he said, "Oh, now it's going to have this support where because this large red candle came and destroyed him or his account."
I didn't see the video. I only heard the sound.
Oh yeah,
and man, it brought back memories, almost like PTSD. I remember I was trading on. Like in the beginning, I was trading. I remember what exchange was on, but I was trying out leverage, right? And I remember standing in my kitchen trading on my mobile phone while making dinner for the family, using 75 times leverage. I calculated that my stop loss is gonna be my liquidation price, and I was gonna make like so much money if this trade hits. And I remember just having that feeling when seeing that stop loss getting hit and seeing like 75% of my capital being gone. I remember the panic, the wow. So yeah, that is, I mean, we've all been through that, in the beginning of a trading career. It's crazy. It's just a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, and probably we should invite this gentleman to one of our next live streams. He should definitely watch more of our live streams that this doesn't happen again to him. So guys, we have put together quite a show for you today. We are of course going to talk about our predictions for 2023, not only for crypto, maybe also for other markets, where we think, the hot markets will be to be in. Of course, we want to look into the looking glass as well, into the crystal ball, and see what might happen to the price of Bitcoin in 2023. I've also selected some other predictions from other people out there that I think are quite interesting or quite funny or quite depressing when it comes to one prediction at least. And we, of course, also going to recap 2022 a bit, look at the most defining moments of 2022. And we hand selected the top 5 crypto memes of 2022. I just told Lips they were hand selected by crypto expert jury consisting of me. And so I selected some that I thought, are quite suitable to what we witnessed here on the markets in 2022. If you are watching this live, do me a favor and join us here. Ask your questions, comments, and everything you want to get off your chest for 2022. This is the time. This is the place to do so. I think we have a little sweepstake also going on there on Discord, if I'm not mistaken, where you can win some money for your trading account. So that would be a nice start for 2023, in my opinion. And And yeah, so leave us a comment there, and later on we'll answer those questions. Before we start, I have one more very important question. I think it's going to be the most important question really today. Without glasses today, or with glasses? What do you think?
With glasses, absolutely.
Yeah,
With
I knew
glasses,
you
you
would
have to
say
have the
that.
sun. Yeah.
You know, the problem is that everything is through a green light. Maybe it's like the dollar
Yeah.
bills in
I'm
front
a bit slow though, so
Oh.
you know,
Nice.
for me it's, you know, every day of December is Christmas, so you know.
Sorry. Very nice. But you came prepared. I like that.
Yeah, if you wear your glasses, I will definitely wear mine. We're in this
Good.
together.
For now, I'm just going to put them off. I think otherwise I cannot really see my charts later on. But give me a comment if I should put them back on. Actually, Lips was smarter than I. I think yours do not have tainted glasses, yeah?
It did have glass. My son was kind enough to basically destroy the glasses for me.
Oh, that's very kind of him.
Yeah, you know, he does, you know, basically destroy everything here at home, but sometimes he actually makes me he destroys the right stuff, like with this glasses. I'm happy for that.
Okay. Okay, let's start here. Maybe let's start with a meme. Number 5 on the list of my personal top 5 of crypto memes, and it's this one. Me studying all the charts and indicators in existence.
Yeah.
And then there's a Elon Musk tweet coming. Actually, I think this is more suitable for 2021. But I still remember very well when we hit those heights, or this first high in May 2021, and then suddenly Elon Musk was tweeting something. I think it was about Bitcoin not being accepted by Tesla anymore, and the market just broke. Basically, it's like, oh
yeah,
great.
he one tweet just absolutely crushed the market. I remember that, and it happened over the course of, I believe, like 2 months or so. He put out a couple of tweets, and I remember being so frustrated around that time. Like, can this guy just stop tweeting? You know, and also being frustrated at the fact that the market is so immature that they're actually buying and selling, you know, a 5 to 10 year holding assets because of, you know, tweets. But yeah, it was a major deal. I remember he tweeted about, you know, how Tesla were starting to they were adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet, and then they were, I don't know, selling Bitcoin, removing it to the balance sheet. I can't remember, but yeah, huge moves.
Terrible, very frustrating, and yeah, like you said. Sorry, guys, I'm still having a little bit of a bronchitis, so excuse my coughing.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. It's you know, after running around with a mask all the time, now you get to catch all the other stuff that's flying around there, out there. And yeah, you want to start with your prediction for 2023?
Oh wow, I'd be honored to do that. So my prediction for 2023, are we talking about Bitcoin?
Well, do whatever. Do you maybe about the markets that you think are going to be hot for 2023?
Well, you know, first of all, I want to say, my prediction for 2023 is only my wish for 2023 is for me to, you know, learn from the mistakes done this year. I've just written a newsletter that will be published later today on you know, some of the lessons learned from my trading year this year, and I'm really trying to, you know, tell people, you know, let people understand that all you have to do next year is just, you know, have a plan, have a strategy, follow that plan, and really follow the strategy that you've selected, and be consistent with that, and you will have great success. Now, when it comes to, you know, predicting what Bitcoin will do, and what Ethereum will do, and what crypto and the forex market and all that will do, it's basically speculations, and it's just for fun. But looking at this chart right here, this is the monthly chart for Bitcoin, and we're having a lot of questions in the chat, like, when do you think the next bull run for Bitcoin will be? Do you think the bull run for Bitcoin will be in 2023? I think that's what everyone is focused on right now. Will the bull run be in 2023? Looking at this chart here for Bitcoin, and just focusing on the you know, 2017 bull run, and then this 2021 bull run, I'm thinking, if we're going to have any type of repeating history here, we're in for probably some very bearish price action next year. But it's all up to the Fed, right? It's all up to the interest rates. I mean, Fed is kind of like playing chess here with the markets. If they decide to, start quantitative tightening, or I mean quantitative easing earlier than expected, or maybe sometime next year, we're probably going to see a bull market. But the question is like where, we have to define the bull market. I mean, my definition of a Bitcoin, like a strong Bitcoin bull market, it's definitely something that ends up around this area, right? Well, that's not the right way to draw that one. Let me show you, like up to like the 100K area. This is something like that. Like that's my prediction of where the next major cycle of Bitcoin will top out around 100K. Could be 80, 90, but I'd like to see it around 100. And if we do go to 100, that would definitely be the area where I exit. Now the thing is, like, where will that bull market begin? I do think that if Bitcoin forms bullish market structure on the higher time frames without the rest of the market showing any proper signs of us coming out of high inflationary scenarios and that sort of stuff, I think we're probably going to top out around this area, right, before actually going down. And if that doesn't happen, I mean, we have to remember what happened in 2018 and 2019. What happened after the 2017 top? Well, we did range for quite some time. So let's just take, take this area right here all the way to where we actually had a major breakout. That's, you look at this, that 900 days. 900 days of basically a high time frame ranging structure. So I need everyone to kind of be aware of the possibilities, right? Because now a lot of people are tweeting on Twitter that this is the bottom, go all in, buy Bitcoin. Now I'm a believer in Bitcoin. I am buying Bitcoin. I am accumulating Bitcoin, but I'm not a believer of Bitcoin bottoming out right now. Or I mean, it could, right? But my horizon is like 5 years for my Bitcoin holdings. So I don't really care about where the actual bottom is. But if you ask me, will the bottom, when will the bottom be put in? It could potentially take a very, very long time. Now, it could take, like, let's say 700 days from here. I mean, we're talking about. So like, we're talking about May 24 if it follows this same structure. So just to give people an idea of what's actually possible if in fact America enters a major recessions. I mean, if the inflation rate does not peak and stuff like that. So we have to be open to all major possibilities. However, there's some pretty, like, this downtrend is so clear, right? This downtrend is so very clear. So we'll have a pretty good idea of where the next bull run might begin and what that might look like, right? So if you look at what happened in 18, we had this level right here, which was like a very, very obvious level. And once we broke above this level, it's on, right? It just started going crazy, right? So if we apply a similar very simple approach, you'll see here that you have a very simple market structure, and all you have to do really on the daily is to create higher highs and higher lows. And as soon as I see that higher highs and higher lows on the daily, with Bitcoin reclaiming the properly reclaiming the daily 50 EMA, with the 20 EMA going above the 50 EMA, and perhaps creating a higher high and a higher low, something like this, I know that this is a high probability that the major bottom is in. Now the question is, will that happen? Will that happen here, or all the way back here? We don't know. But if you have to take a guess, I would say that probably sometime in Q3 next year is where I believe we might see the market kind of starting to recover in a big way. But it's really hard to predict. But Q3 next year, probably a good bet on my end.
Okay, interesting, because if I quickly share my screen here, it's kind of goes in the same direction that I think. I try to summarize it here with this chart for Bitcoin. So one of the things I noticed is that we always, before every halving, and remember the next halving is going to be in end of March, early April 2024, we had this 18 months, so 18 bars in this chart of a consolidation period where really nothing much happened. Yeah, there was, of course, some price action, sometimes here to the upside, sometimes to the downside. Especially here in 2019, 2020, but not much happened. And then things really started taking off. It's kind of like the Bitcoin accumulated some strength to go into the next halving. So then things go ballistic. Really, almost immediately after the halving, we always see those nice and juicy green candles happening there. And I kind of think this is going to be the same. I saw a lot of you guys asked there, are we going to see 10,000 Bitcoin? Are we going to see 12,000 Bitcoin? Obviously, same as Lips just said, I don't know. Could be, maybe not, maybe it is, maybe we've seen already the low. I don't know. I don't in the long term also really care, because my long-term portfolio is my long-term portfolio. But we are probably going to see a consolidation period like this again, somewhere, creeping sideways, maybe have a breakout, maybe even up to 30,000 or higher, and going down again, where everybody will whine again. And as when we start approaching then the next halving in 2024, so that would coincidence also with what you said about Q3 or Q4 2023, things maybe slowly changing to the better. I agree with that. I think we yet have to go through this period really of depression. And by depression, I mean this period where nobody really is interested in cryptocurrencies anymore, where nobody wants to touch Bitcoin anymore, where nobody especially wants to touch altcoins anymore. Because when I look here at, where is that chart? At the Bitcoin dominance, and I've been talking about this a lot in the past weeks. I know normally what we need to see in order for a bull market to be initiated again is that the Bitcoin dominance goes much, much higher, to somewhere, in my opinion, around 46 to 50%. I saw a question about the altcoin season index where also just now. That would mean that we have a period where really Bitcoin is kind of the sole survivor, and nobody really cares about altcoins anymore. That would also mean that we see something like Sol or ADA going much, much lower than what we are currently seeing. So there's still space left in comparison to Bitcoin, that is. Yeah, it's just because something has gone down 95% doesn't mean it can go down even further. There's always air to the bottom. And I'm still missing this final push, especially in altcoins, to the downside until there can be some relation, some light at the end of the tunnel again. And the relationship here between Bitcoin dominance and altcoin simply is that, hold on a second, switch back here, is that this basically just says how many percent of the total market cap in cryptocurrencies is due to Bitcoin. At the moment, that's like 42%. We should see this rising in 2023 slowly to 46 to 50%. And then probably we are going to see slowly the tides turning and a bit more optimism coming into the market again. However, if you are in for the long run, if you are like in for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, or maybe you want to hold onto your Bitcoin forever, it doesn't really matter. Buy a little bit now. It's, what is that now, 16,500 US dollar. If it goes down to 10, then you buy some more. If it turns here and goes to 20, then you buy some more. There you kind of DCA on a monthly basis or weekly basis whenever you have some cash left your way into Bitcoin. This is how you can build up money with Bitcoin. Don't hunt for this next Bitcoin altcoin out there. You're not going to find it again. And as Lip just said, I think a lot is going to depend especially in the first 2 quarters of 2023, also on what we are seeing the economy doing, especially if the Federal Reserve Bank in the USA is going to keep interest rates stable, is going to stop maybe hiking interest rates, maybe even starting to lower interest rates again. But in order for that to happen, we first need, if we look at this in a historic context, we first would need to see the interest rates in the USA becoming higher than the inflation rate. Inflation rate at the moment at 7.1%. It's probably going to be a bit lower again next month, but we need to see interest rates which are, help me out here, Lips, where are we? 4.75%, or where are we at the moment in the USA in terms of interest rates? I think so. Was it 5% already?
Man, I don't know.
Good question. Somewhere around that. So you want to see inflation rate below that in order that we can see the Federal Reserve Bank decreasing interest rates again. And a decrease in interest rates then automatically will mean that a lot of money is going to flow into risk-on assets again. Risk-on assets classically being, for example, stocks, for example, being also, of course, cryptocurrencies. But like I said, in the past months, also very often, since we've seen, in my opinion, at least peak inflation already, we probably are going to more or less see rising stock markets with a high volatility, of course. That, of course, if no black swan event comes into place. And talking about black swan events, there is something I would like to share with you guys, because, of course, we are not the only ones making predictions. There was an interesting tweet, in my opinion, here by Dmitry Medvedev, so the former president of Russia, 2008 until 2012. And he made some predictions of what can happen in 2023 from his point of view. And I think this is kind of like the most dire prediction I've really read in 2022 on what could happen. So he says oil could rise to $150 US dollars per barrel, gas price topping at $5,000 US dollars per 1,000 cubic meters. The UK will rejoin the EU. The EU will collapse after UK's return. The euro will drop out of use as the former EU currency. Poland and Hungary will occupy western regions of the formerly existing Ukraine. The Fourth Reich will be created. That's kind of interesting. And especially me saying that as a German, I must say. War will break out between France and the Fourth Reich. Europe will be divided. Poland repartitioned in the process. Northern Ireland will separate from the UK and join the Republic of Ireland. Civil war in the USA, and it goes on and on and on and on and on like this. One very interesting things here: the Bretton Woods system of monetary management will collapse. Bretton Woods, that's the system we have at the moment for fiat currencies that are not backed by gold anymore. Before that, we had the gold standard. Thanks to Richard Nixon, we don't have that anymore. And then he closes with season greetings to you all. Yeah, that's
I think
interesting.
It's interesting that he mentions Bretton Woods. I think, I think what we're seeing today is, the world is becoming more global with the rise of internet, and especially I think Bitcoin has played an important role in how people view money. I believe, because people that are into technology and Bitcoin and finance has, Bitcoin has, enabled people to learn about what money really is, and what the, for example, what the US dollar is based on, and what happened during Bretton Woods when they moved away from the gold standard. And I think it really, when politicians gets replaced, we're going to have new politicians with completely new ideas of what money and finance is all about. So, and as we know, most politicians, I mean, if you look at the, regulations in EU and America, it's not like they're trying to make it as open as possible. If you look at Bitcoin, it's completely, it's freedom to transact, right? It's completely open to everyone, while that kind of goes against the idea of governments normally wanting to control people's, and I mean, if they can control people's access to money, they're going to, in the name of stopping terrorism or whatever. But I do think that this is something that people now they talk about more openly. So in the near term future, I think it's highly likely that we're going to see a completely, the financial landscape being completely reshaped. And I think Bitcoin plays a very, very important role in that transformation. And I think that's also why I'm so like not necessarily super bullish on Bitcoin, but you kind of have to buy Bitcoin if you value your financial freedom. You kind of have to buy Bitcoin. You have to support Bitcoin. Like, we have central bank digital currencies coming. And if you're not a believer of Bitcoin, I don't know. Like, if you're not a supporter of Bitcoin, you're gonna have problems, I believe, because I mean, imagine if you. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot in previous live streams, but I think it's coming. It's the future of finance is not looking super positive, in my opinion.
It is, and it breaks my heart as an ex-banker to have to admit that. And I mean, imagine, an Orwell-esque kind of future, really, where the central bank of a state can kind of tell you, we don't like your face anymore, or we suspect you of something. We're going to lock you out from your digital euro or digital US dollar wallet. We don't like your face, or we force you to spend all your money because we need your money to support the economy by buying, by consuming. Things like this would be possible, and the way out of this, of course, is Bitcoin. But yeah, let's not get maybe too philosophically here for the moment. Any other markets that you think that will be interesting? I know a lot of people probably are also interested, like in altcoins, for example.
Well, I'm well, when it comes to when it comes to altcoins, what I'm doing really is, I mean, you pulled up the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I remember, I haven't watched the Bitcoin dominance chart in forever, because I'm not at this point. I'm not actively trading altcoins, because really, if you go through the altcoin market, you can only look at like the daily chart right here of most of the altcoins. So this is, I have a list here with the altcoins on PrimeXBT, and if you go through this list, you'll see that it's like, yeah, it's obviously quite bearish, right? But most of the coins here have, you can go and look at the 4 hour. I mean, it's starting to shape up for a possible short trades if you see something like this, but if you ignore this most recent drop right here, I mean, we've been in this range for, 70, 80 days. It's just been sideways price action for so long. So my hopes for, next year is to, we need to see some sort of trends for me to be able to actually trade these altcoins right here. And when it comes to accumulating altcoins long term, I really do think that the best way to approach that is to view all altcoins. I mean, I know most people probably don't view it this way, because most people, they probably look for altcoins that is like, the next Bitcoin, or to try to find altcoins which have the possibility of outperforming everything else. But I've been in this market for 6 years. I know that if you try to find the next Bitcoin, you're going to be very surprised. You're going to be not happy. So what I think the best thing to do here is, you look at Bitcoin, right? You look at Bitcoin, and what are Bitcoin, what's happening with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin can put in like a daily bullish market structure with some signs of strength, I think at that point it's time to look at altcoins. And at that point in the market, you want to probably look at what themes are prevalent right now. So right now we have AI, right? So what you want to do, like if you see some interesting movements for Bitcoin, and you're predicting Bitcoin to perhaps break out and form that bullish market structure, you want to look at I think a good idea would be to try to figure out what's the current, theme in the market right now. And I remember once we had a theme play, which was basically exchange tokens, and then we had privacy tokens and that sort of stuff. And right now the flavor of the month is artificial intelligence. So what you want to do is you want to look at all the altcoins which is in that AI basket, and probably fueled by chat GBP and that sort of stuff, and the advancement of AI and art and that sort of stuff. When you find that correlation with a theme play in a bull market, that's when you can really make a lot of money on altcoins. But you have to focus on Bitcoin first, because you need Bitcoin to tell you when it's ready to move. And when Bitcoin is ready to move, you can then look at altcoins. So never do it the other way around. I mean, we have fanatics in the crypto space that is like they marry one bag, and even if it's down 97% and the developers have rugged the product, they still believe in it, and they're still gonna, this is my product, this is the future, this is the next Bitcoin. I mean, that's sort of like almost cult behavior. Is we see that over and over again in crypto. People just really loving a product and falling in love with it, and just following it, down and down and down. And if you start with Bitcoin, you're never going to have that problem, right? So start with Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin gives you a signal to start buying altcoins, then you can look at the altcoins that you are interested in.
Yep.
And if they are showing the same strength, you can start entering. So because of that approach, I don't really have any altcoins that I'm interested in long term. I wouldn't say that I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm definitely an altcoin minimalist, if you will.
Yeah, that's nicely said. For me, it's like what I always like to do is when somebody asks me about my opinion on altcoins. I mean, there are some altcoins out there. I also did a video last May about 3 altcoin projects that I think are good. One of them, GMX token, has performed very, very well in this bear market. Actually, all of them have performed better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you might want to go there, check out. But I'm absolutely on your side. Do not have your hopes too high that you are able to find kind of the next Bitcoin. There's no next Bitcoin. It's too far ahead already. It's like finding the next Facebook or the next Google or something. They're too far ahead already. And if you look like, for example, this is a coin market cap from the 30th of December 2018. If you look there in the top 20 of altcoins or of cryptocurrencies, there are so many that are not even in the top 50 or top 100 anymore nowadays. Bitcoin Cash, for example, EOS, Stellar, Litecoin still around, Bitcoin SV, Tron, IOTA, that was like, I remember in 2017, the total hype, IOTA, Dash, NEM, Neo, Maker, that one is still around, Zcash, Waves. That those are all altcoins that have not performed in the last bull market at all. They are either around the price they were in 2018 still, or they are even lower than that. So don't get married to coins like this. You eventually have to cut your losses and have like 90% in Bitcoin, or if you like it, Ethereum maybe, and then you can try to handpick some altcoins where you put like a little bit of gambling money, although I don't like that word gambling, obviously, in there. And if you're lucky, you find one of those that performs like 1,000 or 2,000 or even 10,000%. The question then is, of course, if you are able to hold on to that altcoin for such a long time, like that you can harvest those tens of thousands of percent. Let's do another meme, I would say, to lighten things up a little bit. Number 4. Ethereum and Ethereum killers. And I choose this one because I knew a lot of you guys out there are invested in, for example, Cardano, for example, Solana, which are so-called Ethereum killers. And I obviously do not want to be disrespectful, but this is really the network effect we are seeing here. Now, Ethereum is holding up much, much better than, for example, Solana, than Cardano, even if maybe for Cardano, the technology might be supposedly better, even if the technology for Solana might be better than Ethereum, but they are centralized, which is something that Ethereum is at least not as much as Cardano or Solana. So be careful what you buy. Maybe if you're a beginner, try to stick to the original first. Okay, what do we have?
I think I I want to mention something about altcoins. If you can switch to my chart here, I want to talk about something rather simple. There is a way to, if you combine fundamental if you combine fundamental analysis, so moving average exponential, I'm just going to add this one and add the 50. So if you do combine fundamentals with technicals, I found that a very, very simple way of looking at which altcoins are the next altcoin to enter, and that sort of stuff. You want to look at relative strength, and I've seen that the 50 EMA on the daily is a great indication of coins that are early to start moving. So usually, let's say that whales start to accumulate Bitcoin and it's getting ready to, we're right before that huge bull run. You're going to see some of the strongest and most popular, maybe not the most popular, but some of the strongest altcoins with strongest fundamentals will start outperforming other altcoins in the beginning of that bull market. So that is where the idea of looking for relative strength comes in, right? And a great way to view that is, first of all, ask yourself which of the altcoins are currently above the daily 50 EMA. And it's very, very simple to do this. So let's say you have TradingView here with an altcoin. So this list right here is all the altcoins on PrimeXBT. So let's say you have all the altcoins that you're trading on one list. And you just flick them through like this. You just press the space bar. And as soon as you find one coin which is above the daily 50 EMAs, you can do this quite quickly. You can easily scan hundreds of altcoins this way very, very quickly. And as soon as you find one coin which is above the daily 50 EMA, you add it to like a color, could be a red or whatever, right? And you can do that by pressing Alt plus Enter. So space bar, and as soon as you find something that is interesting, you press Alt plus Enter, and it adds it to a list. Interestingly, XMR is actually above the daily 50. Now this is complicated though because it's in a range, and when you're in a range, it doesn't really matter much. But XMR is actually one of my best bet when it comes to the bull market, because look at this chart right here. It's very, very messy. It's not like the other ones where it's like just a major pop and then a strong bull market. Most of them, like XMR, I'm actually liking from a technical perspective. Now I can't really give you any super solid technical reasons for XMR to outperform. I just really like this, what I'm seeing, and it's been one of the coins which has actually been keeping above the daily 50 EMA for like almost the only one, right? So this is the whole list right here. Now we're at Litecoin, Bitcoin, which is interesting, but on the altcoins on PrimeXBT versus USDT, XMR is the only one above the daily 50 EMA. And this just goes to show that right now there is no strength in the altcoin market at all. But imagine if let's say Algo starts to slowly but surely make its way up here. Daily 50 EMA goes down here, and you have a bullish market structure. Imagine if Algo is the only coin that prints this market structure, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin starts to maybe trending up here. Now you would have wished you bought Algo as soon as it reclaimed that daily 50 EMA. So I would like to recommend that, like, look at the daily 50 EMA on altcoins, and the ones that actually do pop above the daily 50 EMA, you keep that on a separate list, and that would be a good indication of relative strength in the market, because the daily 50 EMA is one of those middle moving averages. It's not the 10, it's not the 20, it's not the 100, 200. So the 50 is like right in the middle of things, which I like, and it allows for some error.
Buy silver.
Yeah, I did get filled on a trade here on silver, but I actually removed orders for this one. I don't like entering trades on a Friday.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Yeah, I
So
mean that really just with a 50. What was it, an EMA or simple moving average? Just now I
Yeah,
didn't get that.
the 50 EMA.
EMA, 50 EMA, so exponential moving average. That is really hands-on, and like Lip just said, you can basically scan within just a couple of minutes hundreds of
Yeah.
charts to at least pre-select, the ones that you want to have a closer look at.
And I'm sure there's like in inside TradingView you have a crypto pair screener. I'm pretty sure that you're able to filter all altcoins based on the daily 50 EMA. So that's also something to think about. Like I would highly recommend people to start looking into the idea of automating your market scanning to like limit screen time. Like what I did with the RSC slingshot indicator, as you can see right here. Like this, it's what it does is like it gives me perhaps 50% fewer trades than what I would normally take if I would be actively scanning the market. So it means I would take like instead of taking 10 trades a week, I would take between 1 and 5 trades every week. But the thing is, I'm more profitable.
Yeah.
I'm more profitable taking less trades, and like I'm not even doing analysis anymore. I'm just waiting for the signals to come in, and when they come in, I put a couple of tools on the chart. Takes 10 seconds, and I know if I'm going to take the trade or not. So I would highly recommend people to like keep it so simple that it's just unbelievably simple. I think the best type of trades, and you would probably agree with this. Your best trades are probably the trades where you just knew you wanted to enter, and everything just was so smooth and clear, and you just know exactly what to do, and everything was just so simple. And the worst trades are probably the ones where you spend 45 minutes drawing trend lines on the chart.
Exactly, yeah. And by the way, I just recently went the same way, and I hard-coded some of the things I'm looking at into a system. So just because you see here sell, or if I zoom out a little bit buy, doesn't mean that there is selling or buying happening. But these are the zones I want to have a closer look at the chart.
Wow,
And
that's nice.
it just keeps like it saves me so much time, and I've back tested it now for 6 months on the hourly charts. This is a daily one here, and it's insanely profitable. And I was thinking after that, like, oh my god, why didn't I do this sooner already? Why did I go through all those manual stuff always? But let's have a look at another crypto forecast, this time by, I think, one of the most hated persons when it comes to Bitcoin or in the Bitcoin community, Peter Schiff, the gold bug himself out there. He's always very busy on Twitter. Just while we were live streaming here, he already tweeted something like, if crypto investors think 2022 was a bad year, wait until they get a load of 2023. Despite this year's 65% collapse, the faithful remain optimistic that Bitcoin will soon move to new heights. I wonder if a 2023 Bitcoin plunge below 5,000 will be enough to shake hodlers' confidence. So of course,
so this is just stupid.
he has high season at the moment. No, I mean, he's been waiting and being laughed about all through 2021. And now it's his high season, of course, and he seems to enjoy it. Although whenever I see him tweeting, I kind of have to think of this here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think we have to take into consideration that he's getting like he's part of crypto Twitter, right? We have to like understand that he's part of the whole crypto Twitter sphere, right? He's making like so much engagement on his tweets on Bitcoin and crypto. It's just for him, it's just probably more to do with marketing than actually giving his real views on Bitcoin. However, like when he says something like that, I mean, this guy's not stupid. Like we have to like this guy's not stupid. And maybe obviously, I mean, with never mind. But what I'm trying to say is,
I agree totally with you. He's using this for marketing purposes. If he suddenly would become like a Bitcoin believer, probably nobody would be interested in him anymore. Because there are more interesting people to follow when it comes to finding pro Bitcoin arguments.
And I mean, has he not like looked at the rest of the market? You know, it's like Bitcoin is crashing. Well, what's not crashing? You know,
Yeah. Well, gold
everything's
isn't. You have
crashing.
to give him a. He's like the gold bug, the precious metal investor. And
Yeah,
of
and what
course,
has gold
because
done?
not much in the long run, yeah, but the last 3 months or so, of course, we have seen quite a good performance from gold, and we
We
are
have.
now at levels that we had, I think, in the year 2000. So, but I mean, look at this. This he painted this chart here. Like as you can see, Bitcoin is much closer to its ceiling than its floor. The yellow line, well, it's kind of red, but anyway, I suppose he means the red yellow line here. The yellow line that was once support is now resistance. Since upside potential is so low and downside risk so high, the smart move is to sell today. And he conveniently doesn't zoom out the chart even further, to show the history of Bitcoin before, what is that, October 2020. But I tend to agree with you really that he probably uses this to get engagement, because people are going to do what we are doing right now, talking about, hey, have you seen what stupid stuff Peter Schiff has been posting again? And we're going to laugh about it. But who knows? Maybe he's right. Maybe gold is going to be at 3,000 or 5,000 next year, and Bitcoin is going to be worthless. Who knows? I don't believe so, but who knows?
Well, I do like the way gold is looking though. On the, I mean, I do like it. I mean, gold has serious potential. Same as Bitcoin, right? It's
I'm actually surprised it didn't perform better throughout this risk-off move here, because it's normally the classic safe haven investment, no? Gold.
yeah. I've thought about that as well. I don't really understand why gold and silver didn't perform as well. I guess we're in a new paradigm or whatever. But it's I mean, it did from the from the bottom here, like the local bottom, it did perform relatively well. But I would have thought that it might have hit like the range highs of this current range. But maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming.
Yeah, who knows? Let's look at another meme, number 3 on our top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody whose first bear market that is probably feeling the pain. I choose this one because I don't know. I'm still not at the point where I'm really worried and panicked. And this was after 2017. So in the bear market of 2018, 2019, totally different. I was there at a point where I thought, like, F this SH ... and I'm out of here. I don't want to do anything with this anymore. I'm going to hold on to my long-term stack, but that's about it. I don't want to buy more, and so on and so forth. And this time I'm like much more relaxed. I see this as really good chances to invest more, actually.
Yeah, I remember, like, I I started trading in 2017. So like I have been in the market for 6 months when the crash of 17 happened. And like I really do remember it very vividly when the like it's crazy. I remember that crash very detailed. But this recent crash, I don't really know much about it. I can't really remember what I was doing and stuff like that. But 2017 was such a big thing going on. Like, it absolutely crushed, a lot of people. And of course, the FTX fiasco here did the same with a lot of people. But I remember, the sentiment really did change a lot during the 2008 bear market. I mean, people, like, if you think Twitter is dead now, yeah, I mean, back then it was like a desert, right? And people were really giving up. Like, they were really giving up. You
Absolutely.
know, and the Bitcoin dominance, skyrocketed, and altcoins were not interesting at all. And yeah, I remember there were a lot of depression. And it kind of goes back to what you talked about earlier, about how we haven't really seen that yet. Which I'm thinking is, if it's one thing that's worse than a bear market, it's a sideways market
Yeah.
in a bear market.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we need to see, right? We need this market to continue trading sideways. Maybe another capitulation. I do believe that maybe we've already seen a major capitulation, was the FTX, right? But we need to see perhaps a major capitulation or a very long sideways market, and maybe that would be like, sideways price action all the way to the next halving, right?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, you said it just now. I have a chart up here right now, FTX, talking about most defining events of 2022. I think for sure FTX, in the person of this gentleman here, Sam Bankman-Fried, probably was the most defining event in 2022. And every time I look at this chart, I have to think of poor Ralph, who's buying the dip.
Yeah.
And it's just so sad, what happened when that destroyed a lot of confidence in crypto and in Bitcoin. And I think the market is still going to need some time to recover from this. This is, by the way, also the thing my family asked me about. Hey, what is going on? Like Bankman-Fried, this guy, he crashed Bitcoin, because of him, Bitcoin is becoming worthless. When in reality, of course, this has nothing to do with Bitcoin. But yeah, this for sure one of the most defining moments of 2022. And I want to speed things here a little bit up. I think the other one most defining moment of 2022 probably was this year. Luna. This is kind of the disaster that started it all. And one of my all-time favorite tweets also. Deploying more capital, steady lads. I think this really has become a meme itself, this tweet. Disaster, really. So many people lost money there. Ironically, it was one of my best trades. But I donated the money I won with a trade back then. And that is the short Luna trade I'm talking about here. And sad. And this is what caused the markets and a lot of the new people that freshly came into the markets with high beliefs, high hopes, and so on and so forth, kind of losing trust into the whole cryptocurrency scene for a reason. For me, it's always the one thing that I like to show to say, yeah, see, it's not decentralized. Go and please buy Bitcoin or at least Ethereum if you are into smart contracts. Good.
Yeah, definitely. The Luna and FTX has really taught us or taught us one important lesson, and that is, you can't trust any crypto products. That's it. You can't go all in and just marry your bags and trust one crypto products. It's you got to take care of your capital. You're gonna treat your capital as you deserve your capital, because if you just throw it around and you give it away and you invest everything in one part, you don't like you're not treating your money with respect, right? So you gotta take care of it.
Talking about respect, I think our number 2 crypto meme really fits very well into treating your money with respect. When I invest 2,500 into crypto and I'm not a millionaire a week later, because this so nicely in a funny way, or not so funny way, actually ties into what I know you are always saying as well. You got to have the right expectations when becoming an investor in crypto or anything, as a matter of fact, or when becoming a trader. You're not going to be a millionaire within a matter of days or week. Well, you can be maybe a millionaire if you start with 10 millions and trade yourself down to 1 million. But the other way around, it's very, very hard and will take time to reach that level. And we have talked about this a lot in this past year on our live streams. Have the right expectations. Don't expect to make several 100% per year. Always have a look where the risk-free yield is at the moment on the market. If you are thinking in terms of US dollar, well, the risk-free yield is at about 4.5% at the moment. This is what you would earn if you buy US treasuries with a maturity of 10 years. So anything above that you earn comes first of all with a risk. And if you are able to do that with a good risk-reward profile, that makes an excellent trader. So if you can earn 10% a year or 20% a year with a drawdown of, let's say, just 5%, then you've done it. Then you've become an excellent trader. But don't aim for those, I want to earn 500% a month or in a week or $1 million. I want to make $1 million out of $50 US, and so on and so forth. It's just going to lead to disappointment.
Yeah, I always like to take the example of telling people about the fact that there are trading like forex funding firms out there which will give you a big amount of capital to trade with if you can make I mean there's some serious funds out there which will give you the opportunity if you can make 10% in 6 months, and they even have program where you can get 10, if you're able to make 10% in 12 months. Now think about that, right? Think about that. A lot of people that come into this market think they're going to make a shit ton of money. They're going to make like 20% a week. They're going to make, several 100% every year because what have they seen on Twitter? Well, if it's so easy to make that amount of money and that percentage, why isn't everyone funded at this
Yeah.
point? Why isn't everyone funded? Because if you can make 10% in 6 months in the forex market, you will be given a account to trade with, and you are a professional trader. The simple reason is it's not simple. You need 5 to 6 years to become three to 5 years to become a lawyer. You need 7 years to become a doctor, only to learn the basics, right? How many years do you need to become a trader? Well, you can open up a trading account and call yourself a trader in 30 seconds, right? Now, it doesn't work like that. You have to still spend the time, which in my opinion is somewhere between 3 and 5 years at a minimum before you can become professional, profitable. People think they're going to make millions in a week. It's just, it's sad, but they're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, absolutely. And another part of the success, obviously, is also to watch live streams with two gentlemen that are wearing glasses like this, because they obviously
Yeah.
know what they are talking about, right?
Yeah, very professional. Should listen to me.
Joke aside. Okay, we have one more meme left. Then we are going to do some questions. We are also already nearing the hour mark, and I don't want to keep you guys too long off from attending to your family or whatever you want to do now. So the number one tweet, we've already seen it, in my opinion. Deploying more capital, steady lads. Wait, I didn't share my screen. Now I spoiled the surprise, which is not really a surprise. For me, the number one, it's actually not supposed to be a meme, right? But it has become a meme for everything that happened, in my opinion, in 2022. It has become the meme and the example of ignorance and arrogance by Do Kwon, who always liked to present himself as, the smartest person in the room, the one who's pulling all the strings, as a savior for so-called decentralized finance. And well, we all know how this story ended. So if there's a meme for 2022 that wraps up the whole feeling for this year, at least when it comes to investing in altcoins, I think this tweet really is it. And this is actually one tweet I would like to see being made into an NFT. I think I would bid on that one, because I want to own the rights to this one, and I want to print it out and put it on my wall. But I could do that, I don't need to.
What a crazy year with Luna and FTX. It's absolutely amazing. It's crazy.
It was, but we just have around about 1 day left, and then we can put 2022 behind us. And you heard our predictions for 2023. Let's see some questions here. I'm going to choose the last one. I think this one is for you, Lip, because you were talking about prop firms.
Yeah, so prop firms, they make money two ways, right? So they make money because you have to pay for a challenge. So let's say, for example, you can take one company called FTMO, which is the gold standard of funding firms. It's very, very hard because you need to make 10% in 1 month, which is almost impossible. So I think they make a lot of money. Like you have to pay for a 200K account, you have to pay $1,000 to take that challenge. It's a lot of money, and I think 97% of people fail. So they do make a lot of money from people failing the challenge. However, they also take 25% of your profit. So if you have $500,000 to trade with and you make 10%, well, that's $50,000 on that 10%. So they actually make 20% of that 50,000. So then they make money from selling the challenges, but I suspect that they make even more money by the profit split, because if I give if I give you Dirk, if I give you $1 million to trade with, and I say I'll take 20% of that profit, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. I'll just rake in the profits from your trading, 20%. And so it's speaking of that, it's actually the same structure with PrimeXBT's copy trading. So that's quite interesting. I wanted to mention that as well, because you can actually open up a co-vesting account on PrimeXBT, and you will be awarded a certain amount of profits from your followers' equity. So that's also one way to actually fund yourself. You can go, because one thing that the funding firms today, they don't offer crypto, and those who offer crypto, the spreads are just so terrible. So PrimeXBT is a much better much better way to potentially make some extra money by trading. I guess I wouldn't say trading other people's money, but managing an account.
It's kind of like a mini hedge fund, no, in many ways. And for you, it's a great opportunity also to build yourself up a track record. That you can have something written from a third party that cannot be forged, and so on and so forth, that you are successful as a trader. You have some official stats that you can present actually to people out there, try to collect some money. This is how I started as well, and build up some money, until I decided to only trade my own money, because for me that's less stress when trading other people's money. But you have to build up a track record. You can either do it with a prop trading company out there. Making 10% per month is pretty harsh, and I agree with that. And or you try yourself out as a strategy manager on the copy trading module on PrimeXBT. You'll find the link to that also in the description of the video. You have nothing to lose, and you can start with as little as $100, I believe.
Yeah.
See, it's always nice, Your videos are amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. This is always why we are doing things like this and trying to put on effort. That we really see that it helps you becoming a better trader by the end of the day.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I appreciate your followers. They're always very, very kind.
Let's see. We talked about and maybe this one. I think this is interesting too. Do you think the Fed will raise again rates of interest? What do you think? I suppose probably the question is if they are going to do this in 2023.
Oh yeah. I think they're going to raise hike rates. They're going to increase the rate hikes. They're not going to increase. I don't think, like, they've done the heavy work, I believe. Now it's just about keeping up with it, so that inflation doesn't take a hold again and goes in the wrong direction. But they have to keep it up. They have to keep it up. They've been very, very clear on not ending quantitative tightening too early. Very clear about that. But it's nobody knows. But probably.
Yeah, it will. We will still see hikes in interest rate. The debate is now whether the next one is going to be 25 basis points or 50. I believe it's still going to be 50, by the way. And if we don't see like inflation, like maybe coming out at 6.1% or something surprising next month. But as soon as like things get a little bit back to normal and inflation is kind of a problem that is tackled, we will definitely see interest rates coming down again, because after all, the market is used to cheap money, to cheap liquidity. It's kind of addicted to that. And in my opinion, if it's not constantly or if it's deprived for a too long time of that cheap money, we are going to see everything collapsing, or at least stagnating for a very long time. Here is, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is in Indonesian questions. We do not have subtitles for this video, sadly. There will be in the replay of this video English subtitles. However, bear with us. Of course, we cannot translate such a long video also to other languages.
So just give me a second. Did you just read that? You understood that question?
Yes, I understood that question. Because my wife is Indonesian, so I speak a little bit in Indonesian.
It's not like with a lot of people. That's awesome, man.
A lot of people from Indonesia always watching. So greetings out to Indonesia. I just was on Bali and in Medan, and is where my heart is, in Indonesia.
I've never been there. I wanted to go there.
You should. It's a beautiful and very culturally rich country.
Yeah, I'd love to go
and the food is awesome. Good. I think the rest of the questions are more or less ones that we already answered during the stream. I think I'm losing it slowly, really.
I wanted to mention something because I'm pretty sure that most of the viewers here are into crypto. I mean, most of the viewers here are into crypto. But I mean, I also think most of people watching this does have an account on PrimeXBT, and if you don't have that, you should probably get one, because we had one question, seeing somebody saying like we significant decline in cryptocurrency markets and while the forex market rose, and is there any reason for that? Well, the forex market is always going to go up and down, because there's going to be some currencies that are weak against others which are stronger, and it's probably always going to be like that, right? So you're always going to have some trending markets, even if they might not be trending on the daily. You will surely find trends on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Now you look at the crypto market. Crypto is, I'm not gonna say dead, but look at the price action. It's like, it's very, very hard to trade crypto if you're a trend following trader that is trading based on the primary trend, because there are very few crypto assets right now which is not in a daily or overall range within a downtrend, right? So it's very hard. But in the forex market, you always have opportunities, and that's why I like in the top of the, like in the beginning of the top of the crypto market, I started trading forex, because I knew that once crypto enters a downtrend, once crypto starts ranging, you're gonna have a hard time making a living trading crypto. So forex is just the perfect example, and you have it all on PrimeXBT on the platform. Yeah. So definitely worth checking out. Like, I use the same system for crypto and forex. It's not that complicated. Just keep it simple. Break and retest of horizontal levels within the primary trend. It's so simple, guys. Just you have to try it.
That's the beauty of it, no? If you find a system that works for you, if you find something that's perfectly suited to your own risk-reward appetite, to what your eyes like to see and look at when you look at charts or data, it's going to work not only on cryptocurrencies, it's going to work on forex, which I agree is one of the most attractive markets out there. It's going to work on commodities. It's going to work on stocks or indices. And you got everything combined that you need on PrimeXBT that you can trade there. So why not start trading in 2023? You'll find all the necessary links down in the description of this video and in the first comment, which I'm going to pin. And use also our plentiful promo codes that we always have right now. Academy Christmas, which gives you a 50% reduction on trading fees, less trading fees, which are already pretty low on PrimeXBT, very low as a matter of fact, means more cash left in your pocket from your winning trades. Good. I think that's it. Lips, thanks a lot for being with me here today and doing this with me. I'm looking forward to doing this plenty of times again in 2023. And at the end of 2023, maybe we can then celebrate that our predictions for the financial markets that we did today actually became true.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. It's been an honor, and as always, very, very good seeing you and doing these live streams with you. So looking forward to doing more of
Thanks
these
a lot.
year.
Also to you guys out there watching this live or watching the recording, thanks for sticking with us in 2022. Looking forward to doing some good education for you in 2023 again. Until then, take some days off, have some nice time. If you have trades open, I have to say it, remember to use the stop loss. See you next time. Take care.